Okay, on the bench today we have a very dusty Epiphone little GT Mini Explorer. Let's clean this thing up. Let's put new strings on it. Let's test it out. See what we can do with this thing. Okay, first thing we'll do here is let's plug it in. And let's test on the electronics. Good, you got volume, you got tone. And then right here, kill switch. Super fun, they seem to be working properly. So this is a short scale, let's see. Let's take my tape measure, and I'm wondering, is this 24, 20, 22? What? 25? This is 25 and a half. This is a full scale length guitar. It looks so tiny, but it's Fender scale length, which I'm stunned by that. I thought it would be like 20. Okay. It's just such a small body. The Epiphone GT. I've had one before this one, so I see them once in a while. But this thing was obviously left outside. It's got Arizona dust all over it. Yeah, that's scale length. The average guy would say there is no way that's a Fender scale length on that thing. Okay, let's pull these strings out of here. There we go. These most likely are the factory strings. They came on it brand new, right? And the reason I say that is because it has its plastic still over the pickup. Designed by Epiphone USA. Alright, let's get some dust off of this thing. I feel like I need to get an air compressor out. Blow this thing off. Kicking up some dust. This guitar could give you valley fever, I'm afraid. Valley fever is something that happens to people in Phoenix. If they breathe in too much dust, you'll end up with flu symptoms and everything. Dogs get it, animals get it. I knew a guy and he had a swimming pool built in his backyard, and they kicked up so much dust that the dog ended up with valley fever, and I think it even killed the poor thing. All right, I'm gonna spray a little bit of some just random furniture polish on a rag, and we're just going to wipe on this thing a little bit with that. Fret ends are, they're pretty rough. I'm gonna have to hit these fret ends, but again, this is just to clean it. A lot of guys are like, don't use furniture polish, but you know, honestly, this is, what do these things bring, 150 bucks, $175 guitar? Somewhere in that neighborhood. It looks pretty good as far as not too many major dents. Still got the plastic over the back cover? Yes, it does. I'm going to see if I can peel that off of there. If you leave this stuff on too long, it'll never come off. So I always peel that stuff off. The goal here is to sign this thing up and get it ready for me to resell it. I am a used guitar shop, and I am in Mesa, Arizona. And I flip guitars like these. I am not a vintage store. Once in a while, though, I do get an old piece of something. I make my living on a bunch of flipping used guitars that are affordable. used guitars. There's usually no $1,000 Gibsons involved, although most of the time I do have 1 or 2, sometimes 3 or 4 Gibsons in the shop. But if you're looking for vintage stuff or high-end stuff, I'm really not your guitar shop. And I will admit that. And I have no problems admitting that. I don't want to be a high-end shop. I enjoy doing exactly what I am doing. Alright, here we go now. Okay, I'm going to take my StewMac fret file. I have it right here. And this file has a flat side. And on the top it's flat. On the bottom it's kind of rounded. So when you're here on the frets, you can just kind of roll it like that, and you're not going to do any damage to your fretboard. This guitar does not have any binding. We've got nothing to worry about. We're just going to hit these frets. I just usually do 2 swipes on each fret. Quick and easy. No fear. Not scared of doing it, not going to ruin the guitar, not going to kill its resale value. Just going to get this thing so that it plays good and it feels good in your hand. Then I switch to being a lefty on this side, and I run down this direction with my left hand. 2 swipes. Kind of round over the top. Then up here you got to be careful not to hit the body of the guitar. Okay, that feels good. Now I also have a couple of these StewMac polishing pads, and then I just kind of hit the side like this. There we go. Ooh, nice. So that will help to sell this guitar, because somebody is going to pick this thing up and they're going to feel that the fret ends are really nice on it. And it adds quality to the guitar, you know. It makes it a good player. So there we go. That feels perfect. That's all I have to do there. The rag doesn't snag on it or anything, so now we're going to clean the fretboard a little bit. I've got some D'Addario lemon oil cleaner and conditioner. We're going to go along there and just kind of put a bunch of that on there. And then I always use napkins on the fingerboard. Got nice inlays on this guitar. What would you call those inlays? I think they're almost looks like, is that a little crack right there, or is that in the wood? I think it's in a mark in the wood. Sometimes you'll see your fretboards crack, and if that happens, you can take a little bit of that super glue and lay it down in there and to keep it from cracking any further. But I don't think that's a crack right there. That feels like some sort of a mark in the grain of the wood. It gets a lot of dirt off there, quick and easy. Can't can't spend all day, you know, shining up a guitar. Although there's days that I do. Sometimes I get involved in making a video and it takes me all day to do it. And the video is, you know, it's a $150 guitar. I work all day on it. But it's okay. That was my front door going ding dong. That's my door chime. You guys hear that a lot in my videos. That's my front door. Okay. So you know what time it is? It's time for a pack of strings. Roll the jingle.
Today's string choice.
Okay, today's string choice. Dean Markley, Custom Light 9246 Electric, Santa Clara, California, USA. Dean Markley. This is kind of a fun guitar, and maybe some heavy metal kid will get it or something. And so to have a 46 gauge on the low side, in my opinion, is kind of a good idea, because you could do some drop D stuff, and having 9s on it, you know, on the high side is kind of a good idea, because you can do some quick spready stuff. So good choice with the Custom Light 9 through 42s, in my opinion. Honestly, I don't really know what these things are valued at. Nowadays, reverb, everybody uses reverb for that. Reverb sort of sets the precedent of where all the prices are based on what they are selling for. So if somebody sold one of these things for $500 or $600, which I know I'm just, you know, being crazy right now, but the price on all of them all across the world would go up, right? Or if somebody let them go for $100, which means more likely, then the price of these would go down. But I use reverb a lot, just to figure out what stuff is priced at. Although I do not sell stuff on reverb. But maybe someday I'll get to a point where I decide that I need to start selling some stuff on reverb, because I got a huge inventory of stuff. I got a lot of stuff right now. I think a lot of guitar shops have too much inventory. Yeah, and unfortunately the news today is that all the Sam Ash stores are going to close unless they find somebody to buy them. And that's unfortunate. The Sam Ash Hollywood was my favorite location, and every time I'd go out there, a lot of times I would drop in at the Sam Ash there. I bought a old BC Rich in there one day, but I don't want any of the big box shops to go out of business. And my theory on that is, you know, all the Sam Ashes are going to close, and then if let's say all the guitar centers close too, you know, 90% of the guitars that are purchased at those big box stores, it's all those, hey Dad, will you buy me a guitar? Well, 90% of those guitars become abandoned. The kids don't always just end up playing guitar for the rest of their lives. So those are the guitars that after 2 or 3 or 4 years of the kid not playing the guitar, that's where the parents sell me those guitars. So I get a lot of people walking in, and they've got Jacksons, and they've got these Epiphones, and they got this kind of the good stuff. And they sell me this good stuff that they got from the big box store, and the kid just decided that guitar wasn't really for him. So they sell me these guitars. Now, let's say if Guitar Center goes out of business, then the guitars that are going to come in my store as used guitars are going to be all that cheap stuff from Amazon. So I won't be getting Epiphones and Jacksons and Ibanez and all that good stuff. I'll end up with Donners and Fesleys and the Amazon ones, right? So for me, it's not a good idea for those big box stores to go out of business. I do not want that to happen. Okay, let's tune this thing up. Going to standard tuning. Okay, let's stretch these babies out a little bit. Oh, let's just leave this one in drop D, right? All right. Throw it up here. Let's just give it a quick little look. Wow. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's plug it back in. Not a bad little guitar. I know it looks super tiny, but again, it's a 25.5 scale length. So I never would have guessed it in a million years. So there it is, guys. It's a little Epiphone GT that is available down here at ZIMM'S Guitars. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. Think about hitting that like and subscribe button for me. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Go buy a guitar.